So you're researching what it's going to take to get your live stream up off the ground. Maybe you're wanting to live stream something for your business, Pilates studio, or maybe you're live streaming your child's baseball or softball games. Whichever it is, the question needs to be asked, is a phone camera live stream setup better for you? If you've been anywhere on this channel, you know that Mevo is the heart and soul of my live stream. But I know that's not the answer for everyone. So today, let's explore iPhone only live streaming, ManyCam as a multi-camera live stream setup, and Switcher Studio. All three options for taking your product live through an iPhone. Now for the iPhone only live stream, it is as easy on Facebook or Twitch or Instagram as firing up the app on your phone, pointing the camera at what you aim at, and going live. For many people and their organizations, Facebook is where their audience is, so that's the natural choice for them. They already have an iPhone, that's where their audience is, and so startup is immediate. You can stream live to any of your group pages, any page you are an administrator of, and of course to your profile page. For YouTube, it's a little bit more complicated to get your live stream toward YouTube from an iPhone. If you don't already have 1,000 subscribers, you have to find a workaround. There are some apps that have a desktop version of their app, and so that helps get around the 1,000 subscriber rule. One of those is ManyCam. Before we get into that, let me know in the comments if you have any experience with ManyCam or Switcher Studio and what you use it for. ManyCam is an app that has a desktop version, an iPad version, an iPhone version, but today I'd like to focus in on the mobile, the iPad, iPhone version of ManyCam. Once you log into your Google account, the Go Live button is right here on the front. It's not a difficult process, but there are not a lot of features added into ManyCam. One great advantage of ManyCam looks to be using an iPad for the control device, so everything can be run from the iPad. I am today recording this from my iPad. I'll go ahead and punch around to the different inputs that I have. I have another iPhone set up here to my right. It's my iPhone XS. I also have the built-in camera for the iPad as another of my options for streaming here. And then I've pulled in a video. You can do local drive. You can do a local file, photo, video. And this is one that I clipped out to show the Mevo customer group a few days ago how the Mevo will switch from one to another and how the sunlight that's in its face here is combated by the Mevo Start. Get back to my regular view here. The interface is nice on the iPad, and if you have an IP camera on your network, you can pull it in as an input as well. As you saw, it also makes use of local files, videos, and images. It will do picture-in-picture, and ManyCam is beta testing bringing in another contact from your contact list as kind of an interview setting. One downside to the iPad app is that you can't zoom on the remote devices. You can set each shot on each phone that you have set up as an input, but once it's set up and you're away from that, you don't have any remote ability to zoom. You can zoom the camera on your iPad, of course, but not any of the others that you have. So let's test what we have here. You can see what I'm recording is going to be the green chair at this point because that's my input. That's the back camera from the iPad that is controlling everything else. And then this one is the iPhone 13, trained on my Mandalorian with African painting in the background. Next shot is the other chair. That's from the iPhone XS. And then I have a video that I recorded a couple of days ago. That's just a local file on my iPad. Another advantage ManyCam offers is equipment. You likely already have the phone you're going to want to use. You may have a roommate or your wife or your kid's phone that you have access to as well. So there's a multi-camera system pretty close to being done right there. The app is not expensive. They have both subscription-based purchase or they have an outright purchase. I went ahead and bought the ManyCam app outright so that I didn't have to pay any kind of subscription for future use. And compared to our next option, Switcher Studio, it's a really good deal. Now, as we get to Switcher Studio, it looks like it's probably the most polished option of this group. Switcher Studio has a lot of features. You'll be able to see here on the screen that you can put text over your video. You can do picture-in-picture in various different ways. You can pull in a local file just like you can on ManyCam. Switcher Studio does, though, have in-app zooming capabilities for each camera, for each phone that's attached to it. And you see you can do lower thirds and overlays, and so this is the more complete product, Switcher Studio. Unfortunately, its price also reflects that it is more feature-rich. You can see that there are a lot of streaming destination choices built right into the app. There is not an option to buy this app outright. It is subscription-based only, and $45 a month for a personal copy is pretty expensive for my budget. If you're starting a business, it may be just what fits for your budget. Let me talk to those sports streamers for just a moment. If you're looking to get more than just the behind-the-plate, one-shot view of your sports stream, Minicam may be the first option you look at. If you and a couple of other moms or dads can get together and say, you know what, you can use my phone, I've got an iPad, you can mount that phone behind the plate, but then you can also mount another shot down the first baseline or down the third baseline, and you can connect those together through Minicam, and without a great outlay of investment, you have your product of a multi-camera stream for your sports stream. But then I'd also like to address our church streamers. If lower thirds, if lyrics are what you're going to want to do, and you're just trying to get into this idea of streaming, your budget may support that $45 a month. You may be able to outlay that kind of expense. You surely, among your volunteers and staff, have a couple of iPhones and an iPad laying around. So you may be able to bring Switcher Studio in as the perfect beginning solution for getting your church live stream up and running. Here's another video to help you decide.